Receivership is essentially a court-ordered debt collection. So you'll have a plaintiff sues the defendant and wins a judgment, and the defendant has either refused to pay the judgment, or the defendant most likely has claimed they cannot pay the judgment. And what'll happen is the plaintiff has to prove they've reasonably attempted to collect the judgment, and then they can petition the court to appoint a receiver. And technically the job of the receiver is to safeguard the assets of the defendant for the purpose of paying the judgment. But what it is we go in as receivers and we find ways that the defendant may have fraudulently conveyed or transferred assets to other third parties to show that he or she does not have the asset, doesn't have the ability to pay the judgment. And we use the power of the court and the power of constables and sheriff's deputies to collect those assets for the purpose of satisfying the plaintiff's judgment. It's both administrative and investigatory. We are ministers of the estate of the debtor. They cannot sell property. They cannot really do anything without consent of the receiver. At the same time is the investigative aspect. Our firm employs private investigators full-time for the purpose of investigating people who are in receivership or who might have fraudulently conveyed something. And so that is the bulk of our receiver work, because the administrative part is really easy. Once you get the assets, then you just send it to the right person. But what we do probably better than most is we're able to internationally trace assets and go get them.